Hello and welcome to the Volleyball Learning Center in downtown Los Angeles. It's championship volleyball on LA 36. With Will Reinhart, I'm Randy Rosenblum, and the Palisades Dolphins, the top seed, are back. They're the defending champions against Granada Hills. I know, Will, you think Granada Hills has as much talent as anyone, and maybe even more talent than anyone in the city section.
Yeah, with the Highlanders, it's all about the youth. They're a young team, very talented, athletic. Of course, Hannah Lebanon leads the cast, but they've got Kate Kaplan as well as some other outstanding sophomores. It's going to be a question of if they can be efficient enough, if they can be disciplined enough to hang with the defending champs.
Let's talk a little bit about Hannah Lebanon. She can do it solely on her own shoulder. She's a tremendous outside hitter.
Well, I saw her firsthand coaching against her both last year and this year, and I'll tell you, she's a fantastic talent. She's someone that we're going to hear a lot from in the next 2 years of city volleyball. And here she is in her sophomore campaign, making it to the city finals and looking for a city championship for the Granada Hills girls team.
As you can tell, it's already loud here for this championship match. All right, let's talk about the venerable coach at Granada Hills, Tom Harp. He's had great success with the boys. He's taken over the girls program, and he's got his team in the final.
Well, interesting story there. Of course, Coach Harp has taken over the program, actually really just the first week of the school. The previous coach, Adrienne Musin, had health issues that had her step down from Granada Hills. So in some respects, they're on a mission this year, the Scots are, and they're trying to win one for Coach Musin. But of course, they're also getting used to their new coach, who of course has a lot of years experience coaching, but on the boys' side. And Coach Harp knows how to win. In fact, he has 2 recent city championships with the boys. So they're in good hands.
Let's talk about the champions from Palisades. Laura Goldsmith, like Hannah Lebanon, terrific.
Goldsmith is the whole package. She can serve, she can pass. In a pinch, she can set. But of course, what we know her best for is that big right arm. Last year, we saw her in a supporting role with Alex Lunder and some of the other talented Dolphins. This year, she is leading the cast. And boy, what a fantastic lead role she's played. There are times where she may be 50% or more of the Dolphin offense. That's how much they rely on Laura Goldsmith. Of course, she does have a supporting cast, but look tonight for Goldsmith early and often.
And I know you love the young coach at Palisades who brought them to a championship last year in Chris Forrest.
Well, what's not to love? You know, Chris Forrest, he was brought up in the Venice system, stayed in the Western League, has moved effectively, not missing a beat, right over to Palisades. And again, he's restored them to the prominence that Palisades has expected over the years. I just think the world of Chris Forrest. I think he's a talented coach. He's got great talent to work with, of course, but he really puts the extra effort in. He's a young guy with a lot of energy, so who knows? The sky's the limit for Chris Forrest.
It's #1 Palisades, the defending champions, against the #2 Granada Hills Highlanders. It's the Western League champions against the best from the West Valley. We'll come back and see who wins the 2008 championship on LA 36 in just a moment. Palisades, the champions, 16-1 in match play. Granada Hills 15-2 overall, and we're underway. Granada Hills serving first. Fagerbaki in the middle, hits it into the net. Point Granada Hills.
Nerves early. Of course, Fagerbaki is in her first year with the varsity, and they go to her a little bit short. She kind of alligator arms it there. It's going to be some nerves early on in the first game.
Service error ties it at 1 apiece, and that's some of the nerves that we expect today at the Volleyball Learning Center. Championship match. And how about Palisades? They're in search of their 25th overall crown since the early 70s. At one point, they won 14 in a row. Goldsmith gets it through. Point Palisades. Dolphins 2-1.
Well, that's right. I mean, all those years of championships, but keep in mind, there are only a handful of these Dolphins back from last year's championship team. So these girls, they didn't win 25 championships. They've got to prove it tonight.
Kate Johnson putting it in play with the serve. They're not a little out of sync. On the joust, tipped over on the Dolphins side. Goldsmith could not put it away this time. Highlanders do a nice job at the net. That one's put down beautifully by Amber Hawthorne.
That's right, one of the super softs that we were talking about in our open. Amber, the younger sister of Ashley Hawthorne, and there she goes with a right-handed dump to tie things up for the Highlanders.
That's 3 out of 5. Point for the Dolphins, and they seize the lead at 3-2.
As part of those nerves we mentioned again, you can see the overpass goes right to Levin, and she just wasn't in a position to handle it cleanly. So that's the points goes to the Dolphins.
Danielle Wolf with the serve, and the ace. Put it in a place where the Highlanders couldn't get to it.
Yeah, very close, right on the line there, but the linesman was there to make the call immediately.
On the outside, beautiful kill for Granada Hills. Teresa Green putting it through.
Toole was off Middleton there. Nice effort there for Granada to pull within a point.
Well, Tom Harp's team won't panic. Had a great win over Chatsworth in the semifinals. They had battled it out with Chatsworth throughout the year and split with them, but got them when it counted. So it was Goldsmith again.
That's right. That's what I expect to see is the Laura Goldsmith show here. For the offense, Coach Forrest has got to rely on his senior to bring them this championship. She's been a lot for them this season. She's going to have to be close to everything for them tonight.
Granada Hills up against it. The champions are very good, and they're formidable with their passing and blocking. Here's Goldsmith tipping, down again. The off-speed shot for Laura Goldsmith, and she's come out on fire.
Well, it's an intelligent play, right? She showed them the heat on the last play. This play, she comes up with a roll shot. And so we'll be watching that tonight, the punch-counter-punch between her and Lebanon, expecting quite a shootout tonight.
Number 1 is leading number 2. Another hitting error from Granada. They can ill afford to do that if they're going to hang with the champs.
Yeah, you can't allow the ball to get over your right shoulder, and once it starts getting behind your shoulder, you end up floating it, and the ball carries long by about 2-3 feet there. Granada's got to be a little cleaner here.
The jump serve from Gustafson. He put it into the net. But it's a high risk, high reward when you're serving like that. And Lauren Gustafson, the fine setter.
Well, the Highlanders needed it. They were getting, the Dolphins, that is, were getting a little separation there. Now it's a 3-point game again.
Ball control not there for Granada Hills, and they've seen Palisades double the numbers on them.
Yeah, well, Kelly Yazdi there just finds a little in-between shot. Fortunate to catch Lebanon off balance. She wasn't able to do anything with it.
Goldsmith has a wonderful serve. She is their captain. That floater, tough to handle, and it's a winning serve and an ace for Goldsmith.
Tough. What are you going to do if you're Hawthorne? I mean, she tries her best to fish it out of the net, but the pass just made it too difficult of an attempt.
The Dolphins had 12 aces as a team in their semifinal victory over a good Van Nuys Wolf team. Chris Forrest says this team is better defensively, digging and blocking, than last year's championship team. And again, they're showing that.
Oh, tough call.
Granada came over the net. It was Green.
Yeah,
Point Pally.
That's a tough call. Teresa Green just trying to be as aggressive as she can. And right there, Tom Fakehaney, the up ref, right on the spot, makes a very difficult call. She broke the plane, and that's why the overcall was made.
These teams met in the 2003 final, and Palisades won that. Another mistake by Granada Hills. Granada's never won a big schools girls volleyball championship, and they've seen Palisades jump to an 11-4 advantage.
Yeah, that's right. Ashley Hawthorne right there, reaching back, as I mentioned earlier, a little bit too far behind her shoulder, and the ball tends to float there. So unless you make the adjustment by snapping your wrist, you're going to end up with a ball that carries long, and that's just what happened to the Highlanders there.
What can Tom Harp do for Granada Hills to get his team to relax here in set 1?
Well, I think you just kind of reminded to play the point in front of you and not the last 3 that you just blew. You know, you have to relax and just play this point right now.
There's that Dolphins wall. They're just so big and strong physically at that wall. Going up there was Yazdi, number 2.
Yeah, and Kelsey Kyle joining her there. She's a pretty formidable blocker. That's one thing that you could say about the Dolphins is that between Fagerbaki and Kyle, they have some size.
They did go into the net, though, so Granada Hills gets that rally. They get that point, much needed. Hawthorne setting. Tate Johnson slamming away, and she can't put it down. Excellent rally. It finally concludes with another Palisades point.
That's right, a little bit of confusion there. I like the job that we saw by Gustafson, though. I mean, Lauren Gustafson, the setter for the Dolphins, has been able to move the ball. I mean, obviously her primary target, it's going to be Goldsmith, but she is able to move the ball around nicely. She did a good job right there.
A block, the roof by Yazdi, number 2. Point, Palisades.
Early success for Yazdi now. They've got a nice big block in the middle and the right side between Yazdi and Fagerbaki.
Ace. That's what Palisades can do. They can serve you right off the court. Will, what's happening here? Why is this Dolphins team so strong? We expected a tight first set.
Well, I'll tell you, I don't know, maybe it's just the acoustics or the way the gym is, but both teams seem to have a little bit of problem passing at this moment.
Emily Cristino has Granada Hills off balance. Fagerbaki again in the middle, putting it down. She's a big block, just a junior, and she's already made her presence felt, and Palisades has assumed a 10-point advantage.
This is not good if you're a Highlander fan. It's tough to come back and rally scoring down 10.
Comes back over. Free ball for the champions. They're making it look easy, and Yazdi on the outside. Kelly Yazdi, one of 5 big-time seniors on this team, puts it away.
Well, you know, first rule when you're in a hole is stop digging, and so Granada's got to figure out a way to get their pass together. They are just digging a deep hole here.
They got to get their act together. They say thank you very much there, but they're still back by 10.
Coach Harp trying to just keep his girls enthusiastic right now. A little bit of the deer in the headlights, I think, going on with some of these younger players. Some key players are sophomores here.
Here's Ashley Hawthorne with the jump float. Tate Johnson able to get it through to get another point for the champions.
Yeah, nice job by Johnson there, able to slip it through on Hawthorne's block, get the tool, and get the side out.
Gustafson returning. She's a setter, Lauren Gustafson, who replaced Jenna McAllister, who was so good for a long time for Palisades.
She was good, yeah. She was the city player of the year. Nice recovery there by the Highlanders.
Amber Hawthorne just blasting away.
Well, you know, we got Amber, who's a sophomore, and now Hannah Lebanon up in the front row, a sophomore, and so this youth will be served, but they've got to kind of relax a little bit at the same time.
Quite a display here by the champions. Looking for their 25th overall crown. Tate Johnson doesn't put that one away yet. Fagerbaki really disturbing that attack by Granada Hills. Wonderful rally. Double contact on Palisades. Point, Granada Hills.
I just love this nucleus in the front line. You have a great shot of it there. Hawthorne, Kaplan, Lebanon, the super softs of the future for Granada Hills, and Lebanon being the star among stars.
Palisades a little out of kilter here, off balance. Johnson's roll shot is dug. Miss hit by Lebanon. Hannah normally is very accurate. A rare miss hit by Lebanon.
I tell you, I think the facility could be playing games with some of these players. Earlier today in the Invitational, we had a difficult time passing the ball, and I noticed the same thing in the small schools final. They're having that same problem here. Maybe it's the lighting, maybe it's just a depth perception. I tell you, this is a beautiful facility, but it does take some getting used to. I felt both teams had to adjust this morning. And it seems that's what's happening here again with the Dolphins and the Highlanders.
It's not bothering Goldsmith, though. She continues to pound away. Laura Goldsmith, the senior outside hitter, the captain, who had 18 kills in the semifinals for the Dolphins.
Yeah, and I guess the team that makes the adjustments the quickest clearly has an advantage.
Great serve by Palisades again, and they're serving tough. This time it was Tate Johnson, but it's just the entire team that's been really serving nails in this first set.
Sure, and you know, on that last play, I mean, Alyssa Lee is a very reliable libero. She shanks it to the right there. I'm just kind of wondering at this point if the optics are affecting them in some way. Obviously, there's nerves, and Coach Harp is talking to them about settling down right now. But I think there's also a little bit with the depth perception that might be throwing you off a little bit.
Well, Laura Goldsmith was talking before the match that they were expected to win last year when they had Alex the Thunder from down under, Alex Lunder. And this has been a different team, a group that's grown together as the years gone on. And with their great digging and blocking, they've gotten better and better. And the chemistry of Palisades has been so good. We'll see if it pans out over the long haul and they win this city championship. They're looking great in the first set. Remember, we go to 25, and they look to be home free here, barring a miracle rally by the Dolphins. And the Highlanders come back. Roll shot by Goldsmith is played. Lebanon.
See, that's what she's capable of. You know, that's a wicked right hand there. She takes it down the line, and you know, I thought the defense was set up well, but when you're hitting it that fast, it doesn't matter if you're in the right position sometimes.
Well, we've seen it in this first set, the excellent ball control of Palisades. When you have that kind of ball control, Will, as you know, you can go on long runs. That one's tooled off the block, another kill for Goldsmith, another point for Pally.
Yeah, and add to that the formula of having some veteran leadership. You know, Laura Goldsmith, obviously, been there, done that. And obviously, this is not a coronation. This is not last year's Palisades. But they're looking pretty sharp right now.
Make a mistake here with the serve, but they're up 11. You felt coming in, and we mentioned it at the top of the program, that Granada Hills athletically, as Lebanon's about to serve, might be the most talented team, but they're so young, all those sophomores playing.
Yeah, I don't think there's any question they are the most physically talented team. But they've had to overcome the loss of a coach this year. They're sophomores. There have been things in the way, and they had a very difficult schedule in the West Valley, let's not forget. There's no easy match in the West Valley.
Lebanon, the sophomore with the ace, brings her team back to within 10. Nice crowd here at the Volleyball Learning Center. Beautiful facility. Here's Goldsmith going up. It comes back. It's blocked down. Beautifully done. Granada Hills and Dasha Drabkin.
Yeah, Drabkin there to team up with Kaplan and put up a big wall on Goldsmith. They need more of that.
A roof, and again that block so good for Palisades. This time it was Kyle.
Yeah, I think Kaplan actually might have just hit that into the tape. It was close, but you know, they got to just try and build momentum for game two. I think this match is this game is a little out of reach for the Highlanders.
Another block.
See, any little thing like that, the mishandled ball in the back row there by Gustafson, they need to try, they being Granada, they need to get a little bit of momentum here so that when they get into the second set, they can kind of even the score.
Caitlin Chapman in to serve, junior, and into the net it goes, and another giveaway, and Palisades is closing in on set one.
One thing you don't want to do is give a defending champion, you know, momentum. Obviously, at this point, you can see here there's a timeout taken by Chris Forrest. He wants to finish this thing off 25-13, and Coach Harp on the other huddle there is trying to tell his girls, look, we have got to play at 1 point at a time, extend this game, see where it takes us.
I like what Alan Hunt, the very fine coach at Venice, had to say about this Palisades game, and I know they're in the same league, the Western League. He said it's a high IQ team. He loves the IQ level of the champions.
Well, you can see they've been playing volleyball for a lot of years. In some cases, you know, these girls have been in club programs, and while they may not be as physically dominant as Alex the Thunder from down under Lunder, they are quite smart, and I think you can see that from Goldsmith in particular.
Let's see if Granada Hills can shake the nerves. Make a rally. Palisades, a little bit of distress there, but they're able to play it.
Nice up.
Hawthorne with a wonderful save there.
Well, this might be a good point for the Dolphins. Let's see.
Longest rally of the first set. Kate Johnson is done. Still going. Finally, the wall is put up, and Granada Hills gets the roof from Ashley Hawthorne with help from Teresa Green.
Yeah, we saw little sis getting in the action early on, and now it's big sis Ashley, and she's doing a terrific job here right when the Highlanders need it most.
If nothing else, the Highlanders trying to build a little bit of that mo for set 2. A lift on Palisades, and again, Johnson couldn't put it through that front wall. Doing a better job now for Granada Hills, led by Dasha Drapkin and Teresa Green.
Yeah, Johnson's a terrific hitter. They're taking her out right now, but she's not big. And so when you put her up against a big block, if she's not smart with the ball, she can get roofed like she just was.
Brittany Paez, the defensive specialist, serving for the Highlanders. A rare hitting error for Pally and Granada Hills, to their bravery, one might say. They're showing some moxie here, Will Reinhardt. They're fighting back.
Hey, they're being resilient. They've cut it to 7. They're probably not going to win. It's so hard to come back in a rally scoring situation, but it's about winning points at this stage.
The Dolphins within 1 of taking game 1, and another big kill for Kelly Yazdi.
Yeah, Yazdi has been a nice compliment so far for Laura Goldsmith. And back in comes Johnson.
Kate Johnson, one of the true leaders. All City last year, first team. Going to be All City this year, first team. And a candidate for City Player of the Year, along with her teammate Laura Goldsmith. On the sky ball, here come the Dolphins, looking to win game 1. There it is. Put away, and fittingly, it's Kelly Yazdi, who had a terrific first set for Palisades.
Yeah, she did a terrific job. I tell you, Coach Harp is going to be harping, not to use the word, harping on his team to get a little bit better pass. In the very last play there, you could see Granada only able to free ball the Dolphins, and that's just not a good method to try and win a point or a match for that matter. You've got to have a sharper pass.
The Highlanders were very unsure of themselves as they worked on the perspiration that's dripping through here, and that's the reason for the delay. And look at Chris Forrest. He's getting into the act.
Hey, how come you're not down there doing that, Randy?
No. I got a tough enough job calling the action. Chris is doing quite well, thank you. By the way, Chris Forrest was last year's City Coach of the Year, and for his honor, he gets to mop the floor.
That's right. Well, as a head coach myself, I'll tell you, we're the head coach, we're the therapist, we're the chief bottle washer, and apparently also the floor dryer. It's an all-encompassing job.
It is definitely all-encompassing. Let's see if the Highlanders play better. Well, Lebanon is roofed. Not a great start for the Highlanders. Right in the middle, number 18 for Palisades, Lauren Gustafson.
Yeah, and Fagerbaki there to help her out, take away the angle, but Gustafson gets a nice solo.
Nothing like the great solo block.
Can't be free balling, though, I tell you. This is bad news. They got to get their pass together. Oh, there's a break.
Violation on the Dolphins. We tied at 1 apiece.
Yeah, Sam Jaffe there getting called on a double, so that's a nice break. And Alyssa Lee going to try and capitalize on it for the Highlanders.
Alyssa Lee is their libero, a senior. Not a lot of seniors sprinkled through this lineup for Tom Harp. There's a spike winner, and that came through with great authority. And again, Palisades hitting and playing with confidence.
Yes, I mean, Goldsmith, she mixes it up, right? Speed, off speed, line, angle. I mean, she swings high sometimes to go off the block. She's got all the shots.
Lebanon, as it come back. We're able to put it away. Kaplan and Hawthorne there, and it was Hawthorne with the winner.
Hawthorne knew that was ugly, but you know what? It counts. It's a point. And it may not have been the strongest hit she had all year, but hey, it was a big one.
Number's only a 10th grader, so
good size though, huh?
What a future. I mean, they're there already. They're making some service errors, falling behind here to the champions, but you gotta like what's in front of Tom Harp with this team. I know you have them already for your favorite for next year.
Yeah, well, I just think that their nucleus, Kaplan, and Hawthorne, and of course Lebanon. I mean, that just is such a great nucleus to build around. Obviously, they're graduating some seniors tonight, but they're going to be okay.
On the outside, Lebanon scores again. Hannah Lebanon.
Yeah, Hannah Lebanon happy to take that when she swings high, catches the Dolphin defender off balance, and ends up with a kill.
Lebanon is the kind of player that can carry the load. She's capable of driving spike winner after spike winner. Oh, Goldsmith with a rare miscue.
Yeah, that you don't see very often in the corner. Laura Goldsmith, she just seemed to not be able to make up her mind. And check this out. Granada's got the lead.
One of the great things about volleyball, as you well know, as Lebanon's about to serve again, is you wipe the slate clean after the first set. After that slow start, the Highlanders starting to build a little bit of momentum and coming back. Lebanon again, this time hasn't come back. And a miscue on the outside from Ashley Hawthorne, point Palisades.
Ball's a little tight there for Ashley. But yeah, I mean, we talked about that at the end of the first set, and that was trying to build some momentum. And really, after about 15-5, I think the Highlanders have played them pretty even.
Can't have those hitting errors, though, and that's been a bugaboo for them. That one put into the net by Dasha Drabkin.
Yeah, Drabkin's got to be able to put that ball into the defense. She didn't have any power, but she still could have put it 20 feet off the net. Here she goes again. Better, much better.
Of course, Will Reinhardt, the coach at Verdugo Hills, you're looking at form all the time. Now here's a miscue again by the Dolphins as they lift it.
Well, see, that's the point, is that if Drabkin had done that on the last play, they might have won the last play as well. It wasn't much power on there, but at least you give the opportunity for your opponent to make a mistake, which is exactly what the Dolphins did.
Caitlin Chapman with that mini sky ball on the serve.
Ooh, but the free balls are adding up here for the Highlanders.
Tate Johnson on the outside. She hasn't come back.
I didn't see a touch there. Boy,
tremendous up by the Highlanders. Playing unbelievable defense here. Granada Hills, they haven't played this kind of D all night long.
I didn't see a touch there either. I think the Highlanders are feeling as though the Dolphins are getting some extra touches.
This is the point of the year in prep volleyball in the city section.
Wow, let's see if the Dolphins can put it away right here. Oh, a save!
Lebanon got it over. Unbelievable. Johnson still going. Now she terminates.
That's tough. It appeared to be that the Dolphins may have had 4 contacts twice in that sequence. And then the terrific save by Lebanon in the back row. Unfortunately, Granada unable to come away with the point.
Tate Johnson's kill finally ended the longest rally maybe this year.
Oh. Wow, you got to capitalize there, and so they gave it right back to the Highlanders, and look at this, 6-6. But I like what I'm seeing from Granada so far here in the second set. Showed some bounce back.
Hawthorne can't put it away. Neither can Tate Johnson. Lebanon from the deep court hit it long. But you see the philosophy with Hannah Lebanon, even in the deep court, they're going to set her.
Right, you get the feeling that this is going to be a deal where they're going to have to just get on her back. Because offensively, they haven't seen really anyone else be consistent for them but Lebanon. So I would expect that she's going to be set all around the court.
Cristiano's serve. There's Lebanon digging and putting it back on the other side.
Oh, net violation.
Tate Johnson had the kill anyway. Another point for the champions. They've opened up an 8-6 lead. They want this to be their 25th overall city title. We told you earlier that at one point they won 14 straight. That was from 74 to 87. Can you imagine winning 14 straight championships?
I can imagine it. That's about all I can do.
Well, Will, you've had great success. You've won sometimes at Verdugo Hills, but not 14 in a row. Tate Johnson puts another one down, and Palisades has opened up a 3-point lead.
You know where Johnson's been effective so far is she's been able to keep the ball in play consistently and then just sort of occasionally with the kill be able to score. She has not been able to overwhelm the Highlanders, though.
Hawthorne just bumping it over. Free ball for the Dolphins.
I didn't see a touch there.
And again, Palisades plays defense into transition offense, and they put it away beautifully.
I think this is the third sequence where there's been a questionable touch called, and I know Coach Harp is not pleased right now. He's up asking these officials if they can keep a closer eye on the net.
Lauren Gustafson finally ended the rally. Hawthorne can't put it away. That's Ashley Hawthorne, and then it's just dumped down easily. There's Gustafson again.
Wait a second, though. Look at that. She's upset.
She went over?
Yeah, no, they called a lift on that. I think that might have been a bit of a makeup call.
Wait a minute. There was no lift here.
Take a look. Yeah, I don't.
Where do you see a lift?
I don't think there was. I think it was a makeup call for blowing that that floor on the other side. I think Fakehaney just tried to even the score a little bit.
Ace serve for the Granada Hills Highlanders to close to within 2. I can't believe they called that lift.
Did you like Lauren Gustafson's reaction, though? She reminded me a little bit of a young Judy Garland there with that little snap.
A star is born.
Maybe.
Serve is long. 11-8.
You think any of these girls
have no clue?
No, they're not going to get the Judy Garland reference?
And they're not going to know that Judy Garland was in A Star is Born.
Well, girls, when you get home and see this, you're going to have to look it up on the internet, okay?
Yeah, or see it on Turner Classic Movies or AMC. Fagerbaki's roofed. Tremendous play in the middle. Number 6 for Granada Hills, Teresa Green.
Green's been nice tonight. She's had a few key plays here on the block. She's been pretty good.
Well, if your name is Green, you better play for Granada, right? That's their school colors.
Well, I think her teammates are green with envy at this point.
Still going for a moment. Can they keep it live off the net? No, I guess with the green, that means she'll end up with the big bucks.
Maybe so, maybe so. On that play, I know Coach Harp is upset on the lift call. I don't think there was a lift, but they didn't get it over the net anyway, so.
Well, Tom's a fiery guy. He's coached not only the boys, but he's been terrific as a football coach at Granada Hills many, many years ago. Coached the likes of John Elway. He's been around a long time, and his program at Granada Hills is terrific in volleyball. There's Lebanon. How did that get up from Tate Johnson? That's the dig of the match. How did Tate Johnson get to that? Bump back over by Brittany Paez. On 2, they go, doesn't fool the Dolphins. We have a lift on Palisades.
Now that I think is a good call, that lift. She never got any elevation there and just kind of carried the ball. Going back to Johnson, though, you remember she was first team All-City last year as a libero. And that's really her natural position. She doesn't have the size to play outside. And she's done a great job filling in this year, but digging is her forte.
Amber Hawthorne with the float serve.
Top the corner.
Well, if you hit it like that, you're in good shape right into the deep corner. Granada Hills has sliced the deficit to 1.
Yeah, the whole tone of the second set is a lot different than the opening one.
It's competitive.
Well, it's back and forth, right? So it seems as though the butterflies are out and they're just playing volleyball now.
Goldsmith cannot put it away, and she was just driving everything to the ground in the first set. First set was 125-17, but it was much more one-sided even than that.
Nice work by Kaplan.
She's got it. Kaplan with the winner. She was relentless at the net. Kate Kaplan.
Not to be denied. Block, kill. Nice job for the little sis of Kelly Kaplan, the former City Player of the Year.
Well, Kelly brought her team into the finals, and they lost to Palisades in 2003, but she was, as Will alluded to, the City Player of the Year. Free ball. Here comes the Dolphins on the attack. Goldsmith with the roll shot. Covered nicely by Granada Hills. There's one. Cross court. A winner Spiked down by Samantha Kramer.
Just a freshman. That was a great play right there by the young freshman, Samantha Kramer, coming in with a big right side attack when they needed it most.
Well, this young Granada Hills Highlander team has responded. They looked horrible at times early on in game one. They're getting blown off the court, but they fought back, made it respectable, and here they are in set two under the tutelage and guidance of Tom Harp, and they're making a run, and now they've forged into the lead.
You know, they win this game, it's a match again, right? Obviously, going down 0-2 would be a very difficult thing to overcome. But evening it out right here, and they understand the pressure of winning game two, they're okay. They're looking good right now.
How about Samantha Kramer comes in and immediately sticks a ball straight down?
Well, I guess you got to have some confidence in her. You know, a lot of coaches just hate freshmen. They're like rookies in basketball. You just can't trust them. But I tell you, Samantha Kramer, nothing to hate there.
Lebanon, yes. Another strong attack winner from Hannah Lebanon.
She's starting to feel it a little bit, don't you think?
Yeah, the baby-faced assassin.
She's getting some confidence. There's a little more bounce in the step.
Well, Will, this is what we expected, a tight, tense championship match. And the West Valley League champions are awake.
Sweet dig there by Johnson.
How many times have we said that? Goldsmith could not play it. Another point for the Highlanders.
Yeah.
Hawthorne continues to serve.
The off-speed just fooling Goldsmith right there in a three-point lead.
Can the Highlanders pull away and capture set two? Really like the way the sisters play, Amber and Ashley Hawthorne. But the nucleus of this Granada Hills team is so young. Overpass. It's down on the block by Gustafson. She bails out Powlett.
Nice when you have a setter who can be a presence at the net, and we've seen Gustafson with a couple of blocks now. You know, she's just a junior. There's that Judy Garland thing. What do you think? What is Judy Garland right there?
Service ace, so we could say somewhere over the net.
Maybe so. You know, but Lebanon now.
You think we're getting out of control with these analogies and references to movies that were made long before their parents were born?
I guess. Well, you know, that last play there, they really got Lebanon, didn't they? She's had a little bit of problem with her pass. She's been great everywhere else, but they've found her a few times on the receive, and she's going to have to improve on that to keep the Palisades, to keep the Granada Hills team in front.
Lebanon with the serve. Up by a deuce are the Highlanders. Sticking that one through again. It's Kelly Yazdi. Well, this attack at Palisades is balanced. There's not just one hitter or two hitters. Yazdi's come in here tonight and really made her presence felt.
Yeah, she snuck it through the block right there. She's been a big lift to them. Between her and Johnson.
Well, that's the staple of the Dolphins attack. They serve you off the court. They're so good at it. And again, it's their star player, Laura Goldsmith, with the ace.
Yeah, but what surprises me is who they're picking on. They're picking on probably the best player. Look at that.
Another ace, 2 in a row for Goldsmith.
And they've both been on Lebanon, so it's a little surprising. She knows Lebanon's reputation, but she's not backing down.
Well, two all-cities players confronting one another, and on that occasion, Goldsmith back-to-back aces, and Tom Harp trying to keep his team focused.
He's got to be quick with the, quick with the whip here. He cannot sit around and allow a 6- and 7-point rally to take place. He's got to use his timeouts right as the problems develop here. But I'll tell you what, if I'm Goldsmith, I'm serving Lebanon again. She's had 3 service errors in the last 5 points.
Keep in mind, no team has won more than 2 city championships other than Palisades, and they've won 24.
Okay, she serves Lebanon, but Lebanon passes nails.
It's tipped through.
There you go.
Who are the other teams that have won multiple championships? I mentioned Van Nuys. Well, there's only one other. San Pedro did it recently.
That's right, back-to-back.
Everyone else is a group of teams that have won at one time. Taft, Sylmar, Westchester, Roosevelt, Carson, Chatsworth, and Banning in the first year of the tournament in 1973. And then there's Pally looking for their silver championship, number 25.
The silver bullet.
Oh, speaking of silver bullets, Lebanon again. Levitating and scoring. Levitating Lebanon.
Yeah, I think the teams are realizing now they do have other hitters, but it's Lebanon and Goldsmith. Anytime there's a crucial point, Lebanon and Goldsmith are the ones for each team coming up with the key play.
And Tate Johnson on the outside, but she missed here. And Granada Hills sneaks out to a 2-point advantage. We're having fun. Hope you are at home. Randy Rosenblum, Will Reinhardt on LA 36. The girls' city final, the championship match. Number 1 against number 2, Pally and Granada Hills.
Got caught looking. That was Caitlin Chapman in the back row. Got caught looking. Ball drops in for a point. Palisades able to keep it close here.
Chelsea Scarf with the serve. Into the net. Well, looking better for Granada Hills.
Yeah, you got to imagine the amount of pressure on some of these 15 and 16, 17-year-old girls to make a play in front of all these folks here on television and key match.
Ruth Hawthorne was there, number 15, with assistance from Teresa Green.
Beautiful job at the net, and there's some of that athletic ability we've been talking about. And the Highlanders have been able to get a lot of hands up at the net. Doing a good job in slowing down the Pally attack.
Dolphins back on their heels and in trouble here in set 2. There's one that falls on the outside for Tate Johnson. She's so cool, so collected, just a junior and quite a talent.
Yeah, and despite that ball she put out of bounds a couple plays ago, she's pretty efficient, she's pretty smart. Right there is a good example. Don't need to do too much, just keep your opponent off balance. Oh, nice.
Beautifully done by Ashley Hawthorne. She's the senior of the sisters, and this is her final match, provided they fall tonight. If they win, of course, they go to the state tournament. So, yes, actually, Ashley could have another match or 2 in front of her.
That's right. Keep the dream alive, and the sisters probably having a ball playing together. Senior and sophomore having this opportunity, it's got to be a real thrill for them.
Bring on Miracosta or Santa Margarita.
Well,
not so fast.
That's going to be a tough order, you know. I mean, obviously, Miracosta, one of the most talented teams in the country, and then, of course, they're upset by teams like, La Costa Canyon and obviously Santa Margarita, one of the top-notch teams in Division I.
Of course, the city's volleyball is very, very good. That serve is long, but it's not at that point, and we understand that this is the pinnacle for these teams to win the city championship and then get to the state, and whoever gets there will probably get knocked off, but it'll be a great experience to face one of those titans of girls volleyball at the prep level. Lebanon with a power ball. Hannah Lebanon.
A nice effort by Johnson there to get a piece of it and able to keep it in play. But you know, Lebanon, she's clearly the hardest hitter right now in this gym, and able to do a great job with that.
Islanders 2 points from tying this match. It has set a pace. Free ball again for the champions. Nicely done by Goldsmith, driving that off hands and scoring for Pally.
Great break for Goldsmith. And this isn't out of reach, but Granada should be able to pull out this game here and be able to push it even to the 3rd set. So see what Pally can do to try and stop that.
Kelsey Kyle, middle blocker in again for the Dolphins, looking to get a roof and close that deficit down.
Oh!
Goldsmith again with the drive. It's a 1-point difference in set 2.
See, that's what we're talking about. There's been some balance. I mean, obviously, you know, we saw Yazdi come up with some balls, and we've seen Kyle, but when it seems to be crunch time, who are the Dolphins setting right now? So if you're Coach Harp, obviously you're telling your defense to get ready for an outside attack because they're going to go to Goldsmith.
Well, there's Kaplan, who's been prominent at the net. It's Kate Kaplan, just a 10th grader. But these Dolphins, they're a feisty group. They're champions, and if they ever drop a set, and they don't drop very many, you know they're going to go down with a fight, and they're fighting back. That scored the last two to close to within a point. Lebanon can't put it away. Chance to tie for Pally.
Go right back to her.
Another swing. It's a tip. And the off-speed shot is a winner. We're tied at 23. And 3 unanswered points for the champion.
Yeah, and pretty much it's been off of Goldsmith's arm. You know, it's going to be Goldsmith on the one side and Lebanon on the other. They're both in the front row here, and that's expect these big outside booms right now.
Granada Hills has let this lead slip away. It would be devastated, one would think, to fall behind after having a 23-20 advantage.
From Lebanon.
Why not? Lebanon can't put it down.
Back to her again.
Sam Jaffe's dig has kept this rally alive for the Dolphins. Vital point. Kyle in the middle. It's set point. Palisades.
Well, that's a gutsy play by Gustafson to go to Kyle there. You know, she's got her all-star outside hitter, and she mixes it up a little bit and catches the Highlanders a bit flat-footed.
There it is, the service ace, and Palisades is jumping for joy with a 25-23 second set lead, closing the set with a 5-love run.
What a stunner. I am blown away. It seemed like Granada had it in hand, and then all of a sudden you see Goldsmith pull some magic. Wow.
That is a shocked team at Granada Hills. They can't believe it. Look at the expressions, the hands on the hips. Tom Harp has to collect himself. You can see they're stunned.
Yeah, they are. And, you know, I'll tell you what, they seemed a little bit more optimistic after getting blown out in the first set. This one was a much closer set, but I think because they sort of snatched defeat from the jaws of victory, they're reeling a little bit here right now. These Highlanders are really better regroup, because if they don't, it's going to be adios.
Well, 25-17 in set one, 25-23 in set number 2, and you see a hugs aplenty on one side, and on the Granada Hills side with Lebanon trying to lead them back, one would think they got to find a rhythm. They have a rhythm.
Yeah, well, Pally's feeling it right now. They're pushing for that silver title you're talking about, number 25. Granada, of course, looking for their first one.
Well, Tom Harp's had boys teams that I recall fell behind 2 Love and championship matches against Taft and rallied back on a couple occasions to win city championships. So he has the formula. Whether his team can do it for him, we'll see.
No doubt, no doubt. I mean, they've been in tough scrapes before, and we talked about the resilience of Granada from early in the show. I think they're going to be tested like never before, though. Obviously, this is must win.
Well, if Palisades wins this third set, they'll have their 25th championship, and Granada Hills can ill afford to play giveaway like that against this very talented team as Tate Johnson's back behind the line.
Yeah, tough way to start. You got to try and get up on these Dolphins here, not dig a hole.
Lebanon, the great equalizer, Hannah Lebanon.
You know, honestly, I mean, you're just going to have to say, look, get on Hannah's back, and she'll take you to the promised land, because right now she is the one who's been productive consistently for the Highlanders.
On 2 they go. Gustafson puts it away. Point Pally.
Yeah, she's not Jenna McAllister, that's for sure, but she's been quietly having a real nice match here tonight, and she's found some really great holes in that defense to be able to exploit.
You know, we've seen Andy Banikowski's UCLA women's volleyball team perform well on LA 36. We got another young star in the coaching fraternity, it would appear. Chris Forrest, he's got his Dolphins out to a 3-1 lead. If they win this set, in 2 years, he'll have 2 championships.
Yeah, I mean, what a great start to a head coaching career, right? I mean, he had this team that was built up, able to take it to the promised land last year, and now he's trying to repeat, trying to put his own stamp on it.
Much different this year. Palisades gives one back, but remember, if Palisades holds on, and there's still a ways to go here, This was a team that was thought to be a contender, not a shoo-in, whereas last year's team was the team for this season. Nobody expected anyone to touch them, and they ran right through. Lebanon serves. Goldsmith, she got it. Sharp angle, and she got it.
Yeah, she caught the line.
Life's good for Laura Goldsmith.
Yeah, she's been tough as nails tonight, really coming through for the Dolphins.
And that serve continues to bother Granada Hills. Now, you think if Pally wins that Goldsmith's a shoo-in for City Player of the Year?
Oh, yeah, I sure do. I think either Levin or Goldsmith would be really nice selections for the City Player of the Year.
Gustafson serves it into the net.
Yeah, Gustafson, I don't know why she tried the jumper. She just got an ace by floating the ball to Levin. In the previous set, she'd gotten two that way. I would have kept working Levin. It's the only weakness she showed tonight is her receivability.
Then Chapman serve. Well, that roll shot has been one that's worked tonight for number 2, Kelly Yazdi.
Yeah, the off speed has been successful, and they have you've seen Johnson do it, you've seen Goldsmith do it. Now Yazdi, they've been successful with it.
This is a happy-go-lucky Palisades team facing Granada Hills tonight. They seem to be so loose. There's an overpass and a point for Granada Hills, but you get the feeling that Palisades is just playing freer volleyball. They seem to be, at ease with one another.
I agree, and I think on that last play, that's why we saw Samantha Kramer back into the game. Freshman put a nice ball on the right side. And, talk about happy-go-lucky, freshman, of course.
They don't know the difference. They don't know it's the big stage. They're just out there playing, having fun. And there's a hitting error, and Granada Hills sticks back to within 1. And the Highlanders won't go away easily.
Yeah, a little too much there for Kyle, and she can snap it down. Point Highlanders. Nice serve.
Nice short serve by Brittany Paez. And Granada get even.
Oh, wow. There's some confusion there, and the Highlanders can ill afford that right now.
Palisades continues to make the big shots when they're confronted by a challenge.
Well, they're up 2-0 in games, and they're up by 2 in the third set. This is looking good for the Dolphins.
Last year, Palisades beat Venice in the championship match. Couple Western League teams. Kate Johnson had that one come back. Beautifully done in the middle by Teresa Green again.
Yeah, well, at the net, it seems pretty clear that Granada has had the advantage. It's what's going on in the back 20 feet of the court that's been a problem for them.
Hawthorne's serve is way long. That wasn't close.
No, I know she'd like to have that one back. That thing looked like it was long by 10, 12 feet.
But again, neither team has played in this arena, this facility, and you think that's made a difference?
I think it's playing a little bit of games with them. Yeah, just on perception, depth perception.
Tell you one thing, the perception is Palisades is very good. Lebanon with that flying attack can't put it down. And the off-speed dink for Lebanon serves the purpose.
Have we seen that tonight? I mean, that's a great move. Maybe it shows she's picking something up from her opponent, because obviously Pally has been able to run that. But for Levin, I think that's the first tip she's had tonight.
Kate Johnson's shot is run down by the Highlanders, but they can't sneak it back over.
So close, yeah.
Boy, you got to love the effort from the entire Granada Hills squad chasing that hard shot down from Tate Johnson.
Yeah, maybe just a foot or two short. Good hustle to try and recover there.
Tate Johnson's floater. Lebanon. What a blast that was.
Quite a rip there, huh? And back in comes Kramer, the freshman. So we've got freshman, sophomore in the front row.
In a championship match.
Yeah, that's right. And a sophomore serving.
Yeah, that quick attack in the middle, so good. Goldsmith at the net. You got an attacker like that. Great idea to go to the quick stuff.
You know, it kind of reminds me of the San Pedro team of a few years back where they had so many talented young players make it to the final in their sophomore year.
Of course, there was another Bubaka on that team, and there's a great Bubaka that played this year for San Pedro that had a nice run in the tournament. Pirates always have a good program.
Yeah, until they met the Highlanders, and the number 7 Pirates were eliminated by these number 2 seeded Granada Hills Highlanders.
Pally by 1. Goldsmith is Ruth. That was brilliant. Kate Kaplan with authority.
See, just giving him some time is making a big difference here. And Kaplan, along with some of the other big players, able to really make her presence felt at the net.
Net violation on Granada Hills.
That's a good decision by Gustafson. You know, they just got roofed on the outside. So what do? A little misdirection, slide attack, see if you can get something there. And sure enough, there's a net violation. Pally back on top.
All the pressure's on Granada, down by a couple sets. And now aced. Well, I'll tell you, Gustafson was able to put that in a spot. And that's just great serving.
But this rotation has worked for her at least 4 or 5 times now, and it's been Lebanon who she served. She should serve Lebanon again right here with that float to position 1. This time Lebanon makes the pass, but it's worked well for Gustafson.
On the outside, it was put away by Ashley Hawthorne.
You can see Ashley trying to explain a few things about volleyball to Kramer there. Hey, Samantha, you know, they don't all end up like this, being in the finals. No luck there. Oh, I think they might be calling touch.
Yeah, there was a touch. It's a point for Palisades.
I didn't see it. Coach Harp didn't see it.
Tom's not happy with the officiating tonight.
Did you see it?
No, I didn't see it, but I saw the call, and that's why I was able to give you at home the information. Glad you're on hand on LA 36. A tight third set, a set that Granada Hills must have, or we go home early. And Pally will celebrate their 25th all-time city championship. On the outside, they work Hawthorne again.
Yeah, and a nice first touch there by Hannah Lebanon, making the attack possible, and the senior delivers. Of course, the senior Ashley Hawthorne.
And Ashley's had a very nice third set, taking some of the pressure off of Lebanon and giving him another valued commodity hitting the ball.
Oh, lucky break for Kyle. Might have been out. Hard to say, but you got to feel for Alyssa Lee. She had to do something with that ball. She couldn't just let it drop.
And if Palisades gets to 25 first and wins by 2, they're the champions. Hawthorne is red hot.
Nice tool shot there for Hawthorne.
Ashley Hawthorne is on fire. And those at home are saying, why is she going out?
Well, I mean, they just sided out the Dolphins, so she's not going to be passing, she's not going to be serving, and that's the reason for the sub. It's just a rotation.
Amber Stride in. Her sister Ashley, a former player. Well, that was telegraphed and blocked straight back down by Green.
Yeah, but we've seen it repeatedly here where these Highlanders have got some size and athleticism at the net. They're winning most of these tight plays at the net.
Amber Stride again to put it in play. I like the way she's serving. She's hitting the spots. Not a good set. Lebanon able to adjust, and it's dug in the deep court. Here come the Dolphins on the attack, and a kill for Tate Johnson.
What a great tandem there. Goldsmith with the big dig. Johnson slips it through the block. Palisades maintains the point advantage.
Even though Pally leads, I give Granada great credit here. They are fighting after the devastating loss in set 2. Will, they're showing they have the capacity to hang with the champions. Oh, they give it away here, though. And they're having trouble passing the great serving of this team from Palisades. Couldn't pass the ball of Sam Jaffe.
Yeah, no, I think after that just shell shock of the early part of the first set, Granada's been right there the whole time. It's been a very close match ever since the early part of game 1.
By the way, I'm surprised you haven't said, there was a great actor by the name of Sam Jaffe many years ago. I thought you would have brought that up by now. There's a cross-court winner.
I I think these kids are going to be spending enough time on Google trying to make heads or tails of what we've been talking about.
16-15, the Pally lead reduced to 1. Overpass chance for the Highlanders to get even. Beautiful cover by Hawthorne, and now they're able to put the ball down. Baez has come in, giving him a lift. Lebanon is good. There's the other Hawthorne. But the first dig by Ashley Hawthorne kept the rally going.
Yeah, terrific play there, and a nice way to finish it off for Lebanon. And they've got that super soft front row going right now. Hawthorne, Lebanon, and Kaplan. Nothing to talk about here. They want to get back on the court. Keep rolling here, you know. Coach Harp doesn't want anything stopping right now. They've got some mo.
And I like the fact that they've been able to forget what happened to them in the last game after letting a 23-20 lead slip away, giving up the last 5. Having a short memory is a very good thing sometimes in sports, and it served Granada Hills well here in set 3.
Yeah, no doubt. If you're interested in winning, you got to forget that stuff.
I thought they'd get blown out here, but they're battling. There was a touch, point to Granada Hills, and they lead.
Hey, Coach Harp got a break. Seems like each one of these things had gone Pally's way, and all of a sudden Granada gets a key call by the referees. So let's see if they can capitalize.
Lebanon.
Got him.
Up by 2, and Hannah Lebanon turning it on here in set 3.
Yeah, and Lebanon actually had that ball slowed a little bit by the net and still had enough power to cause the shank.
The perfect serve off the tape. Looped over. They're going back to Lebanon? No, not yet. I thought they'd go to Hannah. Now they do. They set Lebanon, and she puts it down. The hot hitter is Hannah Lebanon.
Nice mix there, giving them a 3-point lead. Lebanon with a little bit of a roll shot, a cut shot really, taking the speed off and fooling the Pally defenders.
Look at this, Granada by 3. Down 2 sets.
Well, they're not going quietly. They can still pull this thing out. You mentioned they had some five-set matches earlier in the year.
With their arch rival from Chatsworth, they split a couple of those. There's another out ball, and the lead has grown to 4.
And the Scots are fighting back.
Timeout again by Palisades. Chris Forrest wants to get his team regrouped.
You know, these are 2 of the schools that you'll see matching up again and again in a lot of sports, in tennis and volleyball, and they're the 2 big charter high schools that are conversions in the district. So it's the Palisades charter and the Granada Hills charter. It's kind of like the charter bowl here.
And they had a charter bowl in football, and they've played a few years, and we did the first one on 36. It was a great game. So yeah, makes sense that Granada Hills and Pally would play for the title. The 2 charter schools. There's Lebanon again. She's on fire, killing everything for Granada Hills.
Yeah, if you're Pally, you don't want to get complacent here. I don't know, maybe their girls had the wrong idea that the trophy was going to get given to them after game 2.
Finally off the block and down, put away by Emily Cristiano.
And we haven't called Cristiano out very much tonight, but that was a timely kill for her. Try and stop the bleeding, and boom, here comes Tate Johnson right back in.
And we know Palisades can come from behind. They rallied in set 2, then they're down 23-20 and right off the last 5 in a row. So if you're a Granada Hills supporter, you can't feel too safe in this 3rd set.
Good off speed by Goldsmith. You know, Pally's got the confidence of a champion. You referred to that. But they are playing with fire right now, and they really need to close these guys out in 3. I wouldn't want to tempt fate.
That float serve, dump down, wonderful up by Goldsmith. Oh, into the net. That was Palisades that went into the net.
Yeah,
Granada Hills gets the point.
They got Fagerbach in the net. I didn't see it, but you know that was one of the first times we'd actually seen a joust won by the Dolphins. And Hannah Fagerbaki, it looked like she was clean there. Coach Forrest doesn't like the call, but it's going to be Granada 22, Pali 18. Good break, second one here in game 3 for Coach Harp.
Well, those breaks are evening out, and they should. So normally what happens. Goldsmith, yes. Laura Goldsmith, so talented and quite a weapon.
You think this is going to be a replay of game 2 where Goldsmith came to the rescue?
I don't know. I think Lebanon has to be a prominent factor here for Granada Hills. She's been so great down the stretch. In set 3, this time they block her. Goldsmith again, number 12, with help from Kyle, number 8.
Boy, is she something else. Laura Goldsmith has really answered the bell. Every single time Pali has been in trouble, she's come through.
Playing like a potential city player of the year. But so is Lebanon, who's had 7 kills in this set.
Well, what I like about Lebanon, to me, she has shown some growth in this game. She's made some adjustments on her offense, and she doesn't have to be a banger every single time to be successful. So I like seeing her go with some of the off-speed stuff. It's been great to watch here in this city championship final.
Highlanders broke down. Some slippage in the back court.
And again, I'll tell you what, if I can offer this the one criticism, that slippage you referred to, that was Lebanon, and that's been her one Achilles heel tonight, is the pass.
I just wonder if there was some perspiration on the floor again. We had problems with that earlier tonight. There's another one that's through, but Pali able to dig it. Palisades looking to draw even. Can the young Highlanders hold their composure?
Comes Goldsmith.
Tipping down. Right, you heard it. Will, you saw that develop.
First of all, who else are you going to set? The girl's been money all night. But the thing is she just seems to know exactly what to do with it. Right there, the quick little roll shot. It's burned Granada several times tonight. Oh, okay. Yeah, I thought they were going to call that against Granada. They ended up getting it correctly against the Dolphins. So here's Hannah Levin in the back row, 2 points away from getting back in this match.
Don't want to make a service there. Just want to keep it in play. Give your team a chance to win the rally.
Oh, good ball.
Yeah, good depth on that serve. Levin in with the dig. Well, Tate Johnson is acrobatic in the deep court. Oh! Granada Hills to within 1 of the game. Lebanon will be serving it up to try to make a 4th set available for you at home to watch.
Wow, I feel bad for Daniel Wolf on that one. That was a tough ball to handle. Now it's game point Granada.
So the young Highlanders have battled to a position where they can get right back in it. Goldsmith hit it wide. Granada Hills has won the game. It's 2 sets to 1 for the champions.
Yeah, just a little too much to ask for Goldsmith there. She had a twist in a very unnatural way. Still almost caught the line, but this time the Highlanders are able to pull it out.
Well, Will, Granada Hills shows some life. They hold off Palisades in set 3. We go to the 4th set.
Well, you know, in that game it was Granada's defense and their will to win. Ever so close in game 2. Game 3, they were not going to be eliminated. Let's see what happens in game 4. Will Pali be able to finish them off, or have these Highlanders got some more pluck?
Can the Highlanders slow down Laura Goldsmith?
Goldsmith has been everything to the Dolphins so far, and they're going to have to slow her down if they expect to become city champions.
Dolphins looking for a repeat. We'll see if it happens in set 4. Pali's up 2 sets to 1. Dolphins to serve. Granada Hills hanging around and able to fight through and win set 3. A kill for Fagerbaki.
Well, there's no reason to feel as though the Dolphins have this thing locked up by any means. Granada is showing some real guts here.
Tate Johnson with an ace, and it's quickly 2-0 for Palisades.
Yeah, Pally battling back nicely in game 2, a little short. They come up with it in game 3, and let's see what they can do here.
Well, I love this championship event. It's a great venue for sports in the LA City section as Lebanon drives another kill to the ground. I really love the event. Do you not agree that this is one of the premier events in city sports?
Oh, most definitely, and we just have to put a special thanks out here to the Volleyball Learning Center for allowing us to host the event. Of course, Volleyball hasn't even gotten sports teams yet, Randy, and yet this is one of the first premier events they're hosting.
Well, Lebanon is again doing her magic for Granada Hills. I want to thank Trent Cornelius of the city section for helping us out on this championship match. And you know that entire staff that works with volleyball all season long. There's another point for Granada on the Pally error.
Well, sure. You know, our tournament directors of Bob Thompson and Alan Hunt do such a great job. And, of course, Rose Lowe over at Franklin. Trent Cornelius has been just an absolutely terrific replacement for the departed Cheryl Barkovich, who had helped run these city events for so many years.
Lebanon cannot put that away. They can block at the net, though, and they have Pally off balance, and Granada Hills leading here in set 4, and well, no question about it, this young and eager to learn Granada team is building Mo.
They are. They're getting some confidence, aren't they?
Trying to extend it to 5 sets are the Highlanders. Here's Lebanon. Got it. Well, they keep feeding her the ball, and with answers like that, we may be going 5.
Yeah, well, you know, I mean, if you can fool Tate Johnson that badly, you got something working for you. There's a nice shot of Alyssa Lee, who's had a real nice match tonight. She's been quiet, but she's been steady.
Senior libero with an ace.
And on cue, she delivers.
Well, that's really a page out of the Palisades book, and it's nice from the Highlander perspective to see one of those serves fall to the ground and give GH a free point.
See if Lee can come back to back here. Good serve.
Tate Johnson with the off-speed winner.
Yeah, I just don't know what to say about that. That is just so amazing that they're able to get such effectiveness out of that roll shot. You would think at some point Granada would make the adjustment, but we haven't really seen them do it yet.
Well, Granada gets the free ball there for the point. Well, we've seen a lot of service errors again, but these young ladies trying to serve tough, trying to make something happen when you have rally scoring.
I think maybe it's just that youth thing, and we've got, again, the sophomore serving, sophomore, freshman in the front row for Granada. Maybe they just haven't played enough volleyball to know all the shots that these veterans from Palisades know.
Another violation.
Yeah, blocking error there. No question, at the net, Palisades has been short time and time again. And the athleticism of the Highlanders has been showing.
Well, sometimes it's very tough to close out a team, not only in a match, but in a championship match, it gets doubly tough. And I think you're seeing that here with Palisades. As good as they are, it's tough to close out anyone in a final. And a service ace, and it's 9-3 for the Highlander. They continue now to serve very well.
Well, we could be going 5 here. This is the exact scenario the Highlanders and their fans were hoping for in Game 4.
Amber Hawthorne with the ideal serve off the top of the tape and down. Can she do it again?
Well, this is going back to Goldsmith. What do you bet?
Put it away. Lebanon keeps it in the air, but it went around the antenna,
right.
So that's a point for Pally.
That's right, outside the antenna, couldn't control it. And so Pally catches a break there. Gustafson, you know, she has been able to work Lebanon on this particular rotation again and again. Let's see if she serves position 1, and let's see what Lebanon does with it. She serves 1, and it's Lee who takes the pass.
Lebanon got it in the corner, beautifully struck by Hannah Lebanon.
You know what? Maybe that's just a good adjustment by Coach Harp. Let your libero pass the ball. She's in there for that reason, and maybe you can give a little more freedom to Lebanon to stay out of that situation.
Ace. It's 11-4 on the 11 ace. Can you believe what Granada's doing to Palisades here?
Yeah, absolutely jammed the libero. Terrific knuckleball, if you will, coming right off 11. A lot of movement on that serve.
That's a huge lead in Raleigh's scoring. 11 with the concentration.
Another off-speed shot.
Well, Palisades, a much-needed win on that rally. They had to have it. They moved to within 6. But this young team from Granada looks like they may push this to 5.
Let's see what Goldsmith's got for him.
Of course, in the girls' game, if you serve tough, you can get back in it in a hurry, and it did go in there. Another ace for Goldsmith, her 3rd of the match.
She serves the deep one, and boy, that thing wasn't in by much. Really tough serve to deal with. Granada lets it go, and they pay.
Well, for a moment, I thought that was going to go wide.
It sure looked like it, and that's what Granada thought. Same serve, Lebanon okay.
Once again, at the net, the prominence of Kelly Yazdi.
Yeah, she was quiet there, I think, a little bit in that last set. Maybe that's what they need in the Palisades, a little more Yazdi from the right.
For Tom Harp, you might start thinking about a timeout. Had an 11-4 lead. It's now 11-7, so obviously the Dolphins have strung 3 in a row together. Johnson with the dink. It's down. Tate Johnson, 4 unanswered points for the champions who are making a run.
Yeah, and it's been, it's been right off the arm of Laura Goldsmith. She's been serving tough, challenging Hannah Lebanon, who I think has been passing the ball reasonably well in the sequence, but they've been putting the pressure and staying so aggressive to get back into it. And that's, you're down like that. That's what you got to do. You got to be aggressive, and Pally has just shown that in the last 4 points.
Well, one thing has been in evidence here since the beginning of the first set. This young and talented Highlander team has grown up in front of our eyes.
Most definitely. You've seen some nice adjustments being made, and this is an invaluable experience, whether they win or whether they lose tonight, that they're going to carry into next season.
Well, of course, they want to walk out of here as champions, as do the Dolphins. And again, the tough serves. That has been a staple of their game. Goldsmith with 4 aces.
They saw something, obviously, with the serve receive, and they've been attacking Lebanon relentlessly, and they pick on her again there for another ace.
Well, they've closed this deficit down in a hurry. A run of 5. Run of 6. And this is what we've heard about this team, that they're able to come back with long runs. 6 unanswered, and this set is back to almost square. Here's Goldsmith trying to tie it.
Staying on Lebanon.
Hawthorne drives through a winner. Much needed the kill from Ashley Hawthorne.
But what a fantastic sequence from the Dolphins and their leader, Laura Goldsmith, to get right back into this 4th set.
Ashley Hawthorne has had a terrific match for Granada Hills. Complimenting Hannah Lebanon. Lebanon out of the deep court, and she hit it out.
Yeah, the rhythm wasn't there. It was a bump set, kind of threw her off a little bit.
No lift. She hit it from a flat-footed position.
Well, she expected the ball to be up higher, and so when it was low like that, she had to give up on the jump.
Fagerbaki, the big block into the front row. And another ace. This is just what they do to you. They just serve you tough. They continue to apply the pressure, and Kelsey Kyle will try it again.
Well, along with Laura Goldsmith, the serve of these Dolphins has been the real story so far in the match.
And look at this. Palisades down 11-4, leads by 1.
Well, we're going to see what kind of composure the Highlanders have, because to be up like they were and have it just evaporate, can really throw a team.
There was a touch. Point Granada Hills.
Oh, wow. Lucky break for the Highlanders. They got nothing to complain about with those earlier calls that seemed to be missed. I didn't see a touch there, but you know what? They got bailed out, and it's a tie game.
And with the Dolphins looking for their 25th title in the 36-year history of the City Section tournament. That serve is out. That's wide.
As we sometimes say, the ball never lies, and there you can see it. Perhaps there was no touch.
Very nice facility here at the Volleyball Learning Center, downtown Los Angeles. With Will Reinhardt, I'm Randy Rosenblum. Championship match. Ashley Hawthorne spanking it but not putting it down yet. Now it falls to the ground and a point for the Highlander.
This is getting intense here. We're starting to feel it. Both these teams desperate for the win.
It's going to be so heartbreaking for the team that walks out of the gym as the runner-up.
Well, you know, one team being the City Section area, the other team the Valley area. They really haven't faced off this year, and so it's been sort of building towards this moment.
Tate Johnson again with the off speed, just dropped it over on the other side. There is a player who's so intelligent on the court.
She's had all the answers tonight.
And again, it speaks to the high IQ that Venice coach Alan Hunt spoke about. We saw it right there. She saw the open spot. She didn't do it with the fastball. She did it with the changeup.
Well, I think oftentimes when your physical limitations are obvious, you got to make up for it with that brain power, and Tate Johnson's good at doing that.
Another touch and another point for Palisades, and that 7-point deficit, which was on their plate just a few minutes ago, has been erased and long forgotten, and the Dolphins up by 2. Sagar Baki.
She was camping out waiting for that play. Look how excited she is. We were watching her on the JV last year, and now she's just up in the big time trying to win a championship.
Granada Hill starting to lose focus here. They can ill afford to do that. They're in trouble. Palisades has opened up an 18-14 gap.
Need a TO. Need a TO here, Coach. We'll play on. I don't know. I think they're starting to lose focus, and they're losing grip on this match.
You would have called timeout here, Will?
Yeah, most definitely. Down 2 games to 1, and yes, I would definitely call a timeout at that situation.
Well, they go to Lebanon, who is your bailout package. She's an $800 billion package for him right now.
Well, obviously, that's what he was hoping for, was a Hannah Lebanon kill to get him out of that predicament. But he's got the timeout to burn, so you can't fool around at this stage of the match. Back to Lebanon.
Hands, but it's still going. Paez just bumped it over. There's a spike winner by Goldsmith into the corner, perfectly placed.
Yeah, she had a great read on that. There was no defense. 6 points away now from the title.
Lebanon, that was a great set. That was perfectly produced. Hawthorne, the ideal set. Now that's Amber Hawthorne who set it. And Lebanon just drilled it.
Wicked hit. It hurt someone doing that. And back in, the freshman, Samantha Kramer.
You like her, don't you?
Well, it's crunch time, and she's got the confidence to put in a freshman. Says a lot.
Lebanon again. Got another winner.
Oh, that's big time. How bad did the Islanders need that play? I mean, she's a sophomore, but she's playing like a senior right now.
Well, when you have the kind of talent of a Hannah Lebanon, you're never out of a match. In the last match, we saw her produce 9 kills in that last set. 5 in succession at one point, so she's fully capable of bringing Granada Hills back. But there's some great talent on the Palisades side, and they're close to winning their 25th city title, which is just an unbelievable accomplishment for this tremendous program.
You know, they're putting the team on her back, and she's delivering right now. Coach Forrest took that timeout, exactly what I would have done. He didn't want to see it slip away. I believe in using a quick timeout when you feel the momentum changing in a critical situation like this, because volleyball is so much about momentum.
Well, it's been a great day and evening of volleyball here at Volleyball Learning Center. I know your team Verdugo lost in 5 to Taft, but Elizabeth won a championship. We'll talk about it after this rally. Lebanon shot, did not clear the net. Point Palisades. What about the small schools final?
Well, I tell you what, there was a huge upgrade in terms of the quality of that small schools final. Both Fauché and Elizabeth just doing a terrific job. And they're, they may be so-called small schools, but they're able to play with anybody in the city right now.
Elias Gomez every year has a championship team at Elizabeth, and they won it again. That one served wide. Point Granada.
Yeah, that's right. That's 4 consecutive titles, 3 as the small school champion, and he won the Invitational the year before that, so 4 in a row. Way to go. Nice job,
Elizabeth
Eli.
Bulldogs. Ooh, what happened there?
Well, she just dinged Kaplan in the back of the head. All joking aside, though, Pally 4 points away from that elusive 25th title. Trying so hard to get it.
It's elusive because nobody ever had one before. There's a serve that's long. And you can tell the nerves starting to show here a little bit, Pally. You don't want to think about it. You just want to play through it and get to that championship point.
Yeah,
thinking about what's on your plate, you make mistakes.
I agree completely. I think that both teams appear to be in the moment right now, which is exactly where you want to be. Not looking at the scoreboard.
That's off the scoreboard. Speaking of that, and a bad break for Granada Hills, and Pally says thank you very much.
Once again, you got a timeout here. Oh well.
Well, Tom Harp showing confidence in his team. And the last time this occurred, and we do have a stoppage of play here for a moment, he did go to Lebanon in sequence, and she scored for Granada Hills. Well, you think the ball's going to find number 11? I got to think they got to go to 11 and ball. They don't have to worry about it. The service error.
Well, that was a nice little move there by Alyssa Lee, asking the head ref a question. It slowed down the pace of things. As it worked out, it ended up being a service error. So Granada able to dodge some bullets here without using that timeout.
Need to serve tough.
Going back row, Lebanon.
She's dug. Lebanon did not put it away. Granada Hills cannot dig the spike winner from Kelly Yazdi.
What a dilemma, though. Both Lebanon and Goldsmith are in the back row right now, so it looks like it's going to be the role players, Yazdi and those types of players. And here it is. There's the timeout I was waiting for. I don't know if this is too late to have called it, but it finally came.
Wait a minute. It was 23-20 for Granada Hills in set 2, and Palisades scored 5 in a row. Now we have a reversal. The Dolphins have that identical 23-20 lead. Maybe the Highlanders can run off 5 in succession.
Yeah, of course it's possible. Only down 3 here, it's not out of reach. But I just wouldn't have let it get to that situation. I think you got to kind of put the fire out right as it starts.
There's number 12, Laura Goldsmith. She's been the star of the match so far, along with Hannah Lebanon of Granada. That one's through for Ashley Hawthorne.
Big play coming off the timeout.
Well, Ashley Hawthorne has been a wonderful compliment to Hannah Lebanon.
Well, you're a senior. You want to make the best possible memory of your final matches, and this is a great way for Ashley to do it.
Stride serve is out. We've come to match point, championship point for Palisades and Tate Johnson.
Well, if it wasn't Goldsmith, then it'd be Johnson who I'd want serving this point. Couldn't ask for a better player to be in this situation.
One of 5 seniors, so desperately wanting to celebrate. Green shot is long. It's the Silver Bowl for Palisades, their 25th city championship. What an accomplishment by the Dolphins. 21 kills for Goldsmith, 21 kills for Lebanon, but Goldsmith's team is the winner.
Well, it's a thrill for Pally. Obviously disappointing for this young Granada team. I expect to see him back in this situation next year. Maybe a rematch, but certainly Granada, you got to feel he learned a lot tonight, unfortunately unable to come through with the victory.
But on this night at the Volleyball Learning Center, Palisades repeats as champions in 4 sets, 3-1 over Granada Hills. For Will Reinhardt, I'm Randy Rosenblum. So long for now, and congratulations to the Dolphins, the champions of the LA City section.